All right, let's fucking do this shit, man. All right, this Cardinals recap is brought to you by DayQuil. I'm going to pick up some NyQuil on the way home, and we're going to get after it tonight. The Cardinals are basically going to be Seattle light for the remainder of however long Kyler Murray plays. Definitely for the next couple years. The Cardinals have a pretty solid defense. There are some depth issues, but they have some pieces on defense that make it really tough to move the ball. And then having a mobile quarterback who's heady, who's smart, and is looking to extend the play to pass, that's what you have in Kyler Murray. He may not be as adept at it as Russell Wilson, but he's also way faster than Russell Wilson when he gets outside. So that's just the way it's going to be. At least four times a year, we're going to have to play some mobile quarterbacks who are going to make it really tough to rush the passer. The Niners are going to have to be super disciplined, and it's going to be a battle. I don't think we're going to blow those teams out, unfortunately. I learned my lesson. But let's kind of break down the game. So the NFL is all about adjustments. It's about how teams respond to other teams figuring them out. Kyle Shanahan had to adjust. The last quarter of the Cardinals game 2 weeks ago, the Cardinals figured out how to stop the run game. With the Seahawks game, the entire game, they stuffed our run game. And then the first quarter of this game, they stuffed our run game. It took Kyle Shanahan over 3 games. Took him about a game and a half to figure it out. He started going more to quick screens. He got Juice involved. Juice showed out in this game. He didn't drop a pass like he did last game, and he was dangerous with the ball in his hand. Also, just Deebo Samuel. Can we talk about Deebo Samuel? I mean, that fool is Anquan Bolden reborn. He's Steve Smith reborn. He is a physical, maybe undersized receiver, but he looks for that contact. He's about that action, boss. Like, there's no 2 ways about it. He'll catch that ball and he'll come find somebody to put a hat on. He kind of reminds me of George Kittle in that way. He's a little bit different, but that's the kind of receiver that you have there. Also, Richie James Jr. Remember that name. He doesn't get a lot of opportunities yet. I think he was a 6th or 7th round pick a couple years ago. Actually, maybe the first year that we either the first year or the second year that Shanahan was there, we picked up Richie James Jr. I think it was the second year, and he finally got an opportunity. He was the one that kind of sparked our offense. He caught that first screen pass that went for like 40 yards in the second quarter. Richie James Jr. I mean, we have all these receivers that are being inconsistent. We have all these other receivers who are injured and haven't even played. We have Richie James Jr. waiting there, and every time he gets an opportunity, he balls out. So let's give him some more opportunities, man. Also, when we're looking at our receivers, it's not that bad. The cupboard's not that barren. We have Deebo Samuel. I mean, he's a rookie. He's only going to get better. And we have Emmanuel Sanders, who's injured right now, so he's not super on the field. But you think about when we come out, and is that 2, maybe it's 21 personnel, 2 running backs and a tight end, and 2 receivers. You have, when George Kittle's healthy, you have George Kittle, you have Juszczyk, Coleman or Breida, and then you have Deebo and Emmanuel Sanders. I'm really happy with that team coming out. So, yeah, let's do it. We're not in that bad of a situation. The Niners defense, again, we're playing mobile quarterbacks a lot for the rest of time. But for the rest of this season, we have to play Russell Wilson again, and we have to more immediately, we have to play Lamar Jackson, who is on a different level. So we need to figure out how to stop the zone read, and I believe teams were doing that with Kaepernick by having the defensive end, basically the edge defender who's unblocked in a zone read, having that guy crash hard on the running back. But then you have your inside linebacker scrape across, and take the quarterback on the read. And if you need to send another linebacker to do it because they have a blocker out there, you have to do it. There are ways to stop that. And I think we did a good job of kind of corralling that in the middle of the game, and then we got away from that in the fourth quarter, and that was when Kyler Murray scored that touchdown. But all in all, I'll take it. I think we've had 4 games that were really dangerous for us, and we're 3-1 in those games. The only one we lost was the one against Seattle. But you think about the Steelers game, we fought our way back. You think about this last game, the 2 games against the Cardinals, those were dogfights, and we beat them both times. So technically, we're 3-1 in those games, and I'll take that any day of the week. We're not going undefeated. We knew that from the start. So if you have to lose a tough game, so be it. But you want a winning record in those tough games, and right now we're 3-1 in my opinion. If you disagree, come at me.